All right, well, we might as well get going. If you hear singing in the background, forgive me. It's my kids. And I'll forgive all your various sounds in the background too. So yeah, we're we're excited. This is our second year of doing this, and um, to be able to just give you an idea of what's going on for camp before we get there. And we do have quite a few units that are coming from out of council, so hopefully that will be helpful for you as well. I do want to introduce, so my name is Carl Bobus. I'm the Scout Executive and the Camp Staff Advisor. And then, Ben, you want to introduce yourself?
There we go. Sorry, this is hard to do on mobile. Um, yeah, so my name is Ben Smith. I'm the camp director this year. You may recognize me from in the past as program director, uh, among other hats. I'm looking forward to the year. I think it's going to be good.
And then we do have Rick Lloydy on the line as well, our Vice President of Outdoor Adventures and Program and on our board. So if camp falls under that. And thanks, Rick, for coming. He'll interject things here and there as we go on. So just a couple of basic things up front. We are recording this meeting and we will post that online as well as the chat, the AI summary is what I meant to say. So if people aren't able to make it or you need to review something, please do that. Um, we're just going to kind of go through the first half of the meeting with us talking at you. If you have specific questions, please do put those in the chat. We are going to have an opportunity for live questions as well toward the end. And yeah, we can get started. So as I told Ben, I get to do the boring administration stuff, and he gets to talk about the fun program stuff. So there's just a couple reminders and different things that we want you to be aware of. Some of this is similar to previous years, and some is new. So just on the couple of reminders on the signups. So if you haven't submitted your roster, please do that of youth. We also need to know how many adults are attending, and that's just for campsites and food and that sort of thing. And so we don't necessarily need to know their names right now, but if you have a general idea of how many adults are going to be there, that's going to be really helpful. Especially week one, but also week two, the it's a pretty full 2 weeks, and so we might need to move around some troops based on what was estimated, and some are up, some are down. So we just want to be able to have an accurate number so we can give you guys the best experience. You can get that to Nettie. For those of you who don't know, Nettie is our trading post manager, and she kind of does a lot of the assistant stuff on camping. So at the office. Um, New Scouts. So we would like to know which New Scouts are attending camp, and if you let us know now, you still don't need to pay until 2 weeks before the summer camp session. So I think a lot of the New Scouts, you have a pretty good idea of who is attending. And again, that's just for numbers, but also don't forget that you need to sign them up for base camp. It's in the merit badge registration site, so you need to do both. One doesn't automatically get them on the other list. And at the same token, if you have scouts that are not that they've signed up for a merit badge or they've signed up to attend and they're not planning on going, then please let us know that as well. And just a reminder that any refunds that are considered after the entire camping season is over, and our policy is on our website, and that you can look at that. So um, if people cancel now, they can certainly if you get another scout that takes their place, then that kind of wipes that out. But if it's they're just kind of hanging out there, they do need to wait until the end. That's the people in the waiting room. All right. Let's see here. Adults. So this has always been the policy for Camp Klaus, but now it's just the policy for any overnight camp is that all adults staying overnight or more than just dropping off, picking up need to be a registered leader in the unit they are um, being a leader for. So you may have noticed that the criminal background checks are taking much longer than they used to. It could take a week or two, so don't come in on Friday before camp and expect them to be registered. It's just we need to wait for that to come back before they are able to be registered. So please do that now. A lot of troops will just, hey, if you think that you're going to go on a camp out with us or to summer camp, go ahead and sign up, and that way it's just done, right? Let's see here. Um, and then just on kind of the medical side, so just a reminder, the parts A, B, and C of the medical health form, as many of you know, that does require a doctor visit, typically in a signature. We don't accept chiropractors anymore. And so if they're doing their physical, if they say if they've done it, their physical in the last 12 months, um, then you can typically just bring the Part C to the doctor and they'll fill it out for you. But it does need to be within, I think it's actually 13 months of when they are attending camp. So, um, and then there's everybody's seems like everybody's on prescriptions these days. So there's a prescription form on the website as well. Um, we experimented with this last year and it seemed to work fairly well, but for just kind of regular medicines or like non-controlled medicines, a lot of controlled substances are like ADHD medicines. For any of the regular ones, you can actually keep those locked somewhere in your campsite and you could administer those if you would like, or you can say, I don't want to deal with it, and we're going to let the health office do that. And then there's also if they have something refrigerated, we got a refrigerator down there as well. And then on food allergies, we we need to know that ahead of time. So if you can let us know if they have a peanut allergy or dairy or whatever, we'll make sure we'd like to know 2 weeks ahead of time, just because then we can order the proper food. Um, and we yeah, we had a kid that was severely allergic to airborne peanuts last year, and so um, the staff really did an amazing job of just getting any trace of peanuts out of there, out of the trading post. So we want to make sure that every kid can come to camp and that is safe for them to do so. All right. Um, Now on to making an inclusive environment at camp and kind of some safety things. So this will be our, I think, third summer with females at camp, and so hopefully everybody's kind of getting used to that and used to the differences. The new thing this year is that we do have two troops that are going through a pilot, and that is a combined troop. So if you're wondering why they're kind of operating as one unit, that's why. Just so you're aware of that. Um, and just kind of common sense with a lot of these things. So some of the scouts or the parents may not think to address this, but public displays of affection, anything like that is not the place for scout camp. So we'll just reminder on that. Let's see here. And then as bullying becomes more and more prevalent, our staff is trained on anti-bullying training, but that is taken very seriously. It's just not kids being kids anymore. So that or just any injuries or other mental health concerns, please report that immediately to the camp leadership or the medical officer so we can properly address that with everyone. We will have Nationals provided us with some pretty cool posters. So they have an anonymous texting number as well, a QR code that will get up around camp. And so if they don't feel like they can talk to somebody, there's at least a way where they can report that. Um, if it is a concern, it does go back to me that there is a concern in camp, and then we address it right away. So um, and just be aware of that. Um, all right, so there's a couple new rules with that's going to impact camp. So typically the buddy system has been two scouts, and with the multiple genders, it's been two girls or two boys, and they've expanded that to three. It can be two or three, um, and it just needs either all girls, all boys, or you may have two of two of one or the other. So just be aware of that. That is something new that has been working. And then as far as tenting with parents, so if the parent is there and they have their child there, they can of the same gender, they can tent together. A lot of the kids will just tent with other kids, but that is an option. And then with youth tenting together, just a reminder that there's no more than 2 years apart from each other in the same tent, just to make sure everyone's safe. Again, these are not new things. You're probably aware of these from our um, dogs barking, um, your campouts and that sort of thing, but just want a reminder there. And then we've got along with safety, I just want to remind everyone that um, part of we got a couple people. Uh, Part of the Guide to Safe Scouting is qualified supervision of adults of the activity. And so that means that the adults are there. But I have noticed on a number of occasions that adults will be kind of in a group in the corner chatting with each other, and then the kids are on the other side of the field or they're doing other things. So it doesn't just mean that you're there in camp, but that you're engaged, you're making sure they're not doing unsafe things, um, making poor choices, as middle schoolers and high schoolers are known to do. And so I'll just remind you of that. If you've got a large group going to a program area or the parade grounds or free time, base camp, that sort of thing, if you've got an adult, we ask that you send them with just to kind of assist with those things. Let's see here, and then we will send out our emergency procedures again. We're not going to go over them, but everyone will have a copy, and then we'll have them available in the campsites just so you know what to expect when there is an emergency. And then a new feature this year, we kind of were playing with it last year, but is Wi-Fi, and that will be available for adults only. Basically, you just need to either go to the camp office or to the medical office. They have QR code that you can scan. That's the only way that you can get on. And then otherwise the network is hidden. And so um, just with safety reasons, because obviously doesn't have real good cell signal, but also for you all, if you're coming out to be able to work or to be able to connect, so you don't have to burn up all your vacation. So um, that those are available in the Trading Post, in the Met Health Lodge, and then in Munter, and then the camp office, obviously. So, and then the last thing before I turn it over to Ben is our dress code. We've kind of added to that and beefed that up. That is available on our website, and it's there's a one pager that has the packing list right on the other side. So that's a great one to just send out to your parents so they can see that packing list, and then on that second sheet, see, okay, here's what's appropriate at camp. A lot of it is common sense, and a lot of it is wearing the correct clothing for the activity. So, and being safe and being respectful of everyone. So, very good. Well, I talked a lot there. I'm going to turn it over to Ben. Ben, anything else that you'd like to address on the things I said? Otherwise, you're welcome to
Yeah, I'll
go.
just
Yep.
jump right in. I tend to yap a bit, so I'm gonna try and be a little quick on some of this stuff. So Carl alluded to a lot of things on here, resource wise. Um, so everyone, I think at this point has probably seen our leader's guide. If you haven't, I would recommend going to our website. I believe that's scoutsiowa.org. On there under camping, Camp CS Klaus. There's a lot of PDFs that will be useful, whether it's the leader's guide itself, merit badge uh, form, essentially. We got a youth release form, more on that shortly, uh, among other documents that you might find useful. So I would take a look at those, and then if you can't find an answer in the leader's guide, you can't find an answer on our website, um, feel free to call out to the scout office. Nettie will answer any questions you have, and if she can't answer them, I'll get the answer. I'll get the questions. So I've answered a few already, no problem whatsoever. But just remember that we have resources out there, and to use them.
And
Um,
you can't see this, Ben, but I'm sharing my screen and kind of
oh, yep,
paging through the thing. So,
yeah.
yep.
So we do have resources. It's good to use them. Uh, one thing that I feel like we've always mentioned in the past, but we've never really pushed it too hard, is having a pre-camp meeting with parents and scouts at the troop level. Um, this is one of those things where back when I was a scout, it was mostly done to the first year campers, but it's something we strongly encourage troops to do is to have a meeting with the parents, go over the guidelines, um, different camp policies, whether they be the clothing policy, whether that be the campsite policy rules, just going over what the expectations are, not only from camp, but from the troop perspective too. I've had to work with a few troops over the years where sometimes you have some scouts that act up a little bit and they get sent home during the week. It's nice if the parents are on board, the scouts are on board, they all know what is expected. So it's good to have those that meeting in advance so everyone's on the same page. Um, so a lot of you guys have been out to camp before, so I'll try to keep this one short and sweet. But when you guys arrive on Sunday to camp, park your trailer across the creek. Our campsite counselor will come out and meet you. We'll take you into the camp office. Important to bring any payment if anyone hasn't made a payment to the scout office at that point. We can collect that there. If you have your med forms, medication, we'll take all of that. We'll check you in, and then we'll set you off on your camp tour. The biggest thing I really want to mention on the camp tour is aquatics. So a lot of times in the past, aquatics is kind of our bottleneck area. We kind of slow down a little bit there. There's really only three ways that we can improve that I've kind of realized. And the first one is try to streamline our process, our safety talk. I think Joe's done a pretty good job on streamlining that a little bit. We can offer pre-camp swim checks, which we offered last week, and a lot of people took advantage of it. Um, and troops, you guys are welcome to have pre-camp swim checks at pool or with lifeguard sign off. Just only exception to that is our aquatic instructor can say, "Hey, I don't believe that. I'm going to have them retest." So those are the two things. Then there's a third one, which we always talk about, but I don't think we really implement very well. Is you guys can the scouts that need to take their swim test, they can arrive already dressed for the swim test. It's been a while since I've been a campsite counselor, but it never failed that the scouts that would not show up ready would take about 3 to 5 minutes to change, 3 to 5 minutes to do their swim test, and then another 3 to 5 minutes to change back out. So, it's about up to 15 minutes, and over half of that is changing. So if they can come prepared in their swim trunks and their swim gear, that will help us get rolling, so that we're not getting bottlenecked. Um, and then one thing, just a reminder, is we do troop photos on Sunday night before dinner. So um, just make sure all if your troops have like a neckerchief or something they want to wear for the photos, that's the night to bring it or to wear it. All right. So visitors. So we're pretty good at on this in the past here, but just a reminder that anyone coming into camp, whether that's a leader coming in for a night or two, or even just a parent coming in to pick up their scout, we need to make sure that they check in at the camp office. There's these little boards they can sign in to and sign out of. Uh, this way we know, camp leadership, who's in camp and who isn't. Uh, Helps us out a lot, and it keeps everybody safe. Uh, then for family night, when we do check in, you guys may have seen we generally have a picnic table sitting by the bridge. As people come across, we like to put a little X on the families, on everyone coming in on their hand, and just have them check in, write down, hey, so and so has been here. Uh, it's nice to let the parents and your troops know that that's going to be a thing. I can't tell you how many times I'll sit there and, hey, let me sign your hand, and people just walk right past me. Nice little thing, courtesy, let us know that who's here and who's checked in. Um, so make sure they do that. One other thing with family night on that as well is, uh, family night starts at 5 o'clock. Uh, our scouts go and clean up and get ready from 4 to 5. Our staff also get ready from 4 to 5. If if I have leaders, parents coming into camp at 4:30, my staff are not ready for them to park and start moseying through camp. Please arrive at 5. It helps us out, allows us to check people in and go through the right process. Um, Volunteers. So many of you have
Hey,
special
Ben.
talents and skills. Oh,
Ben. Yeah, I just want to say
yes,
something on Thursday night. So just a
yes,
reminder that the dress code also applies to visitors, especially visitors coming on Thursday night. So please make sure your families know, no offensive wording or anything. So please keep that in mind.
yes, yeah, that is true. Let's see. Yes, volunteers. So yeah, a lot of you guys have special talents. If you guys have any skill, I know we're not offering the engineering merit badge this year, but I know one of the requirements is speak with an engineer. So if you have any of those special talents, we might kind of recruit you to kind of, hey, would you like to help out here? Lend an hour here or there. And at the end of the day, like, you guys are volunteering your time with your troop. It's a lot of you guys, it's your vacation. If you don't want to participate in that, perfectly fine. You can go with Steve and work on some projects or just relax. Um, okay, so we also have for COPE this year, we have a permission slip since they are leaving camp property, for an afternoon. And COPE actually this year is pretty popular. It's probably the most popular I've seen it since I've been doing it. So that's pretty good, which means there's going to be a lot more permission slips this year. Those permission slips need to be signed by the parents. So we'd like to collect those when the troops check in. So hopefully, if it's filled out before the parents leave, otherwise, we got to go through that process of getting their approval for that. And otherwise, if we don't have a release form for them to go on that trip, then they can't go. And that's another document that you'll find on the council website. We will also have copies of it out at camp. So, but being prepared, it's nice to have it ready in advance. Um, all right, so now I'm gonna kind of get a little younger here and do Dom's job. Dom is finals week for Dom, so I'll cover some of the program director stuff. Um, so many of you guys have been out to camp, but our typical day, we have breakfast, flags at 7:50, breakfast to follow. We have merit badges from 9 to noon, lunch noon to 1. And from 1 to 2, it's kind of an open program. You guys can just play down the playgrounds. The trading post is open. go up to the campsite and take a nap. All wonderful things. Program starts back up at 2 o'clock, 2 to 5, and then flags again at 5:50, followed by dinner. And then evening program, it varies every night, but it usually starts about 7 o'clock and goes upwards to 9:30 at most. Um, One of the things that, since it can be a very long day, is just to remind some of your scouts, if not all of them, to maybe bring a day pack and to have all the stuff you'd need in a day pack, water, maybe some snacks, rain gear, all that stuff. Because it wasn't an issue when I was a scout. It was fine and dandy running up and down the hill, but as I've gotten a little older, yeah, walking up and down that hill kind of sucks sometimes. So uh, it's nice to have a day pack so you don't have to go running up and down the hill. So this year we got some new program. So we have a new program area. It's called Impact, which is going to be in the VC basement. Um, Impact stands for innovation, merit, pioneering, adventure, communication, and technology. Uh, but we're just going to call it Impact. um, this is kind of our STEM light area, STEM, STEAM, without calling it that. So we have a few new merit badges like electronics, chemistry, uh, in that area particularly. A few other new merit badges that we're offering this year. We got model design, sustainability, plumbing, animal science, and then a few returning merit badges that aren't new to camp, but it's been quite a few years. We got welding, science signals codes, and space exploration. And I'm sure there's a few more that I'm missing, but those can be found in the resources on the website. Uh, Another thing is, so we always have open program for field sports and aquatics from 3:30 to 5 every day, with the exception of family night. And you can actually, this is the first year where you can actually sign up for basically that free time to go down to field sports and tower and aquatics on the Merit Badge sign up. And I've encouraged a lot of people to do that. Uh, Tower is the exception, is that Tower opens at 4 to 5 for free climb, whereas the other two open at 3:30. And this is open for all scouts and encourage them to participate in that. Uh, One change from last year, base campers will not be getting out at 4 to go down and participate in open activity. That they will go until 5, but that open activity will be incorporated into base camp. So one day they'll go down to field sports, one day they'll go to tower, one day they'll go to aquatics and get to experience the fun there. Um, One
So,
other thing. Oh, sorry, you go.
yep, just wanted to share the rationale. I know we kind of experimented with troop time, having a specific time for troops to do it, and it didn't really work how we wanted it to. And so this, by having a scheduled open time, um, we're giving an opportunity for leaders or troops that want their scouts to have some downtime so they're not in class all day. So encourage them to check that out if maybe you've got scouts that need a little break and or want to do some free shooting and then realize they don't have time for it. So
Yep, I mean, camp has a lot of opportunities, and this is a kind of it's a hidden gem. I mean, it's always been there. It's always been an opportunity, but a lot of times people end up signing up for a merit badge first, and then they're like, oh, I can't do that. So this is kind of a way of hey, you can sign up for this, and then it's blocked off. Um, One other thing that, and I'm not sure, if I haven't checked the numbers lately, but we do have swim lessons from 2 to 3:30. Uh, um, the idea behind that was there was a little bit of an ask for it, that we have scouts that aren't as I guess big swimmers, and it's kind of one of those challenges for going from second class into first class and moving on. So it'd be an opportunity for some scouts to uh, complete those, become a stronger swimmer, and ultimately pass in the first class. So if there's any scouts that are interested in me needing that, I would like to kind of mention that again. I don't know the numbers on it, but last time I checked, it wasn't as high as I was kind of expecting. So it'd be nice to have that. And as it's set up right now, that would be basically a class size of up to 10 with 2 instructors. So basically a 1-to-5 ratio. Um, Strongly encourage that. Let's see. I guess, yeah, the only other thing I have on here, and I have a big list here, is just to take note of the merit badge fees that are associated with each of them. Those are found in the leader's guide. We won't actually collect those until before your troop leaves on Saturday. This way, in case people drop a merit badge and sign up for something else, they're not getting charged for a merit badge they didn't take. But that's just something to be aware of, that at the end of the week we'll collect that. And yeah, that's everything I have to cover.
Do you have anything you'd like to add in general, or?
I just like to remind our leaders that almost every day you're going to be asked to provide feedback on your troops' experience at camp. And we depend on that feedback to make the program better. It's our part of our continuous improvement that we look at very seriously every year. So when you have the opportunity, whether it's a program area or a fun activity or whatever it is, where you think that there could be a little improvement, please let us know and give us some ideas about what you would like to see or what could be a better way of doing what we're doing. And also on the reverse side, if you see things that you really like or that your youth really like, let us know that too, so that we can keep that in the program and know that it's a good thing that the troops are enjoying it.
That's a great point, Rick. There a lot of the changes that we implemented were because of feedback, and so particularly if you let us know early in the camp week, we might even be able to change something for that week if it's easy enough to do.
So yeah, we have the Scoutmaster meetings every morning after breakfast and ask how things went, and if it's something that we can fix for the rest of the week, then I would rather fix a problem now when it's maybe not a big problem than reach the end of the week and it's been festering and everyone's kind of upset. So it's easier to fix a small problem than let it fester. So yeah, and yeah.
That's about all I have right now, Carl.
Okay. So we blazed through that. Hopefully you're still with us, but we're gonna just open it up to questions. There was a couple in the chat, but yeah, what questions do we have?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify on the swimming. Will the base camp participants, will they be able to work on their aquatic requirements as part of base camp? Or was that the separate swim coaching thing you talked about?
So base camp will be going down to aquatics. I think it's currently scheduled for 2 days. And then they'll be working on their first class and second class requirements those days. Yes.
Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Another question while I have the floor is tents. I see that you guys provide tents. We usually provide our own. The tents that are provided, can you talk a little bit about what those look like?
So they're canvas tents that essentially float over a platform. I want to say it's what, 6 foot by 8 foot, give or take, platform. And then we have cots in them. Uh, that's essentially what they are. As for camping in tent or as bringing your own tents, that's something that, I mean, depending on space of the campsite, we have no problem with. Um, but we can't take down our tents necessarily. If you're going to put the tents on, want to put them on the platform or something like that. But that's something that we definitely can work with you on if you want to bring out your own tents.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would double check with the office. If you aren't familiar with camp, there are some sites that are conducive for, there's a lot of flat grass and there's some that are very hilly. So make sure you're in a site that can accommodate camping on the ground.
I want to add something else on the tenting question, Carl. Uh, Even though some of the campsites are on a slope, on a gentle grade, the tent platforms are braced up and uh, for the most part level. So you're going to have a level platform in your tent. You're not going to be have to worry about if you're going to want to sleep with your head uphill or anything like that. They're all level, and it's a pretty good setup. You're off the ground, so it's a good setup.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah, you're not sleeping at a 45-degree angle or anything.
Yeah, I hate to go camping and find out, well, which way do I have to pitch my tent so my head's uphill?
Yes, how many per campground, how many individuals can you fit into a campground the for the troop? What's the maximum?
I'm
If
gonna share
I'm,
my
oh,
I'm
you
gonna
go.
share my screen here. So this is available on the website, but these are the campsite capacities. So you can see like Bloody Ridge can sleep 30 people. That's 30 people on the platform tents. So that um, does that help?
Okay, so in other words, if there is 30 individuals, so that means there'd be 15 platforms, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'll just say, maybe you don't have a question now, and that's perfectly fine. But as I tell the CITs and tell some of the leaders that have reached out already, um, if you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate to reach out. It's easier to answer a question before you guys get out to camp than sometimes trying to answer it on the ground, and whether we can resolve an issue prior to that. It's always good to have that stuff in advance. So, yeah.
Great. Well, we'll close the meeting here. We'll stay on for a few minutes just in case anybody has last minute things, but thank you. We'll get this recording up for those who couldn't make it or other leaders who would like to view it. And we're excited and looking forward to having you at camp.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Right. Anything else, Rick or Ben, before we sign off? Oh, here we go. Payments at the end of camp. Checks only can use credit payment. Um, Molly, we can take credit card payment if you call the office. There is a service fee along with that, so a 3% service fee if you want to use a credit card. Can we take card at camp, Ben?
We
I
we
probably
have we do have a little card reader
okay.
that we bring from the trading post, but yes,
And then there might
we
not be a
can.
service charge if you're doing it at camp.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't believe so. Good question.
Yeah, good question, Molly.
I would say some troops will just pay for all the merit badge fees themselves and then deal with it at the troop meeting, and others, nope, you're gonna collect. Here's your $10. Here's your yeah. So each troop does it different.